Okay, so speaking to Paige Horsnell on Women's Football Weekend. Paige, let's take it from the start. What got you into playing football? Was there an inspiration, and if so, who or what was it?
So yeah, I just played growing up like at school with the lads because no girls really wanted to play. It was just at my primary school. I got into the team eventually, but I was the only girl playing as the goalkeeper, so it was a bit like bit intimidating playing against all these boys. But I enjoyed it, and then a friend of my family said, "Oh yeah, there's a local team wanting players to start a girls team," and it was Bedfont Eagles, and I joined there when I was about 7, 8 years old. So yeah, I wouldn't say anyone individually, maybe my dad, because we literally play football all the time, but no one really was like, oh yeah, you have to do this. So that was quite nice.
How do you become a goalkeeper? Was it just
So we were playing on the field at school, and I guess because I was a girl, they were like, we don't want her outfield, so they just stuck me in goal to kick balls at me.
that's
And
how it started?
I turned out to be quite good at it. Yeah, I turned out to be all right at it. So
How old were you when you first started playing, and who for?
so I was, as I said, I was about 7 years old. I played for a team called Bedfont Eagles, which is a local team to me. And I played 2 years up, 3 years up, something like that for my first couple of seasons. So because they didn't have enough girls my age, I was like, all right, whatever, that's cool. But it grew me into who I am today, so that's all right. And then obviously I moved from that. I played there for about 10 years. So I played there till I was about 15, 16, and then moved to a team called Hampton and Richmond. Some people might know who they are, but I only played there for a season. So I was 16, and then I became first team goalkeeper almost immediately when I joined there, which was pretty exciting. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Why not a new challenge? And that's when I moved to Acton. So that was exciting. Yeah.
How long have you been at Actonians for?
So I played for Actonians for 3 seasons.
Okay.
And then I moved to America last year. So I went to America for a year, on a soccer scholarship. So I played out there for a year, and then I ended up getting injured. So I had an operation on my shoulder, which is not great.
How was that experience in the US?
So it was scary. It was really scary because I was the only one. Like, I had no family out there, so I kind of went out there and did it all on my own. Absolutely enjoyed it. It was incredible. And then obviously picking up the injury, going into an operation on my own was a bit whoa. But I had good people around me, which was nice. My coach was basically my family, so it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and then I moved back to Acton this season. So,
what's been the best moment in your career so far, and why?
I've got a couple. We, as Actonians, we won the County Cup a couple of years back, and that was mad. Just going as a team, like the team spirit there was, everyone wanted it. There was not one player that was like, oh, this is a bad day. Everyone wanted it on the day, and that was really important. And we ended up getting it was a tight result, but we ended up getting a really good game out of it. Obviously going to America, I picked up quite a few achievements as well out there, so that's a really proud moment. So yeah.
In the women's game in general, we've seen it grow massively. What else do you think needs to happen to see it grow further?
There's a lot to this, isn't there? Like, financially, I think everyone can agree with me on that one. Financially, there needs to be a lot more support, especially within the National League. There's not a lot of support at all. That's both tiers 4 and 3. But media-wise, I think it needs to be publicised a lot more. Like, people need to know more about what we're about, how good our league actually is. We've got some incredible teams and incredible players within our league, and people just take that for granted. But it's a really competitive league. There needs to be more platforms as well. Like, I work for a company myself just to inspire girls football. And there needs to be more things like that, just to get girls going, get girls out of their houses, and not think, oh yeah, this is only for boys. I don't want to do this. It's intimidating. Like, I think there needs to be more opportunities for them, definitely.
Like you say, of your first experience, you were the only girl, so definitely.
Exactly, yeah.
Onto the season so far. You had a a great start until you picked up that injury. You made that really good last minute save against Enfield. But and
Yeah.
obviously you suffered that injury. Was it against Wimbledon? So
Yeah, Wimbledon.
how frustrating was that? And how's the road to recovery going? 'Cause you haven't seen you since.
Yeah, so obviously playing up until then, we were doing so well. Like personally, I felt I was doing quite well. So starting to get my confidence back after my previous injury and getting back into the game and stuff, to pick up that injury it was just gutting. It was honestly, I think everyone saw the frustration in my face that day. So it was frustrating, and I couldn't rush it. Like the reason you haven't seen me since is I really couldn't rush it, because that's what I did when I did my shoulder. So I'm not going to put myself out for the whole season rather than put myself out for like a few weeks or so. But recovery's going good. I should be back as soon as we start playing, hopefully. But yeah, I think I just had to try and keep myself motivated, keeping my routine. I came to every training session still, came to every match. I just wanted to still be involved with the girls, because that's the worst thing in the injury. You feel kind of lonely because you're like, oh, got no one around me because they're all playing. But with the team we've got, it's very close, and everyone supported me. Everyone was checking up on me. So it was really lovely just to have that family feel around myself.
From a selfish point of view, it might have been better that the league was stopped, so it gave you a bit more time to fully recover.
See, yeah, exactly. I know. I hate the fact that it was stopped. I do, for the girls. But for me, in a selfish point, I was like, this has worked out quite well for me.
Missed a
But
few less games.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's been a superb start to the season from the team, defensively especially. You haven't conceded many goals at all. How do you think we've improved so much since last season?
Well, obviously, I wasn't there last season, but I know a little bit
Yeah,
about it. And from my previous seasons at Actonians, um, defensively, we are on fire. Like,
mm.
the, I've not had much to do in most of the games that I've played. I've had a few saves, and I think that shows it all. If the goalkeeper's not having a lot of work to do, the team's doing their job right. And in all honesty, we've got such a good and solid defence. Like, I trust them 100%. Just coming in, it's a brand new defence for me, other than Murphy. So just coming in and being like, these lot, like, I trust these lot. It's really important. So from the previous seasons that I've played, our defensive side's got it's peaking. It's at its peak. The same with the attacking though. Like we're banging in goals left, right, and centre. So I think other teams are going to feel a little bit like, wow, these lot are actually, they're ready this season. Like, they're up for it. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, so we can keep it up. Thanks, that's brilliant,
Hope
Paige.
so.
Cheers.
Perfect.